Patriotic comrades, by the end of this video, you will see why the Governor General has no choice but to yield to public pressure. But the bigger twist, the JLP may already have locked in backdoor moves the public doesn't see yet. If you think IC appointments are just administrative, think again. This is political power on the line. Patriotic comrades, welcome back to the channel. I'm your political analyst in the trenches of Jamaican drama. Today's showdown, IC versus GG, with the whole country holding its breath. So Patriotic comrades, the Integrity Commission, as you already know, has recommended two critical roles: the Director of Corruption Prosecution, DCP, and Executive Director. But months have passed and King's House stayed silent. Public outcry, civil society screaming. Now the GG has signaled he will act. But is it too little, too late, or is there a hidden gambit? I'll break this down in 3 parts. Show you inside moves, reveal the JLP's likely trap, and explain how the PNP and people can seize the narrative. The delay, the silence, and the provocation. Patriotic comrades, the appointments recommended in June/July 2025, but no sign of confirmation. King's House initially declined comment. Communications on such matters is confidential. Then a late statement: Sir Patrick has taken note of public commentary. He claims the IC's recommendations departed from the long-established precedent guiding such appointments. Pay attention to that, patriotic comrades, what the Governor General just said, because that tell you everything what causes the delay. I'm gonna break that down by the time the video is done, so stay tuned. Conflict. Why the delay? Did the JLP influence the IC's candidate list to stack the deck? Did the GG sit on it intentionally, waiting for cover or a trigger? Later, you will see how this precedent deviation claim is a red herring, and we'll find out who benefits from that lie. And not just no precedent story. Somebody clearly did whisper in the GG ears. Who y'all think pull the strings behind this delay? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. I see push back and legal tug of war. Patriotic comrades, the IC reportedly refuted efforts to resolve the matter initially. Then the GG solicited an opinion from Attorney General's chambers to validate his approach. King's House claims that once the Attorney General's opinion was shared, the IC complied with the administrative precedent. Who blinked first? Legal analysis. Under the Integrity Commission Act 2017, the Governor General can only appoint DCP and Executive Director after formal recommendation from IC. The law is silent on acting appointments for these roles, leading to ambiguity. Sir Patrick flagged legislative gaps, ambiguous leadership authority, acting appointments, staffing and compensation provisions. So the GG is suddenly a constitutional watchdog after years of passive ceremonial existence. Oh boy. Let me continue. Patriotic comrades, so now the GG only move when the people ball out. Are we really in charge? Are them just pretending to listen? What do you think? Genuine action or pure damage control? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. Public pressure and political noise. Patriotic comrades, due to massive reactions, civil society, media, PNP and opposition voices demanding GG act. PNP Mark Golding warns no political hacks or partisan cronies on IC. JLP parliamentarians reportedly murmuring they have strategic designs over the upcoming appointments. The GG submits formal recommendations / proposals for changes to the Joint Select Committee reviewing the Integrity Commission Act. He flagged ambiguity in leadership authority. But did he just create new excuses for delay? In just a moment, I'll show you how the JLP's game plan is almost invisible, yet already triggered. Patriotic comrades, real talk. If this was a PNP Governor General, would the JLP stay so quiet about the Integrity Commission delay? Let's be honest for once in the comments below. Hidden moves, JLP's strategic playbook. Patriotic comrades, 1. Back channel influence. Could JLP insiders have lobbied for favored candidates in the IC recommendation process? 2. Delay as leverage. The longer the delay, the more time to alter recommendations, intimidate dissenting voices, or introduce new candidates. 3. Legislation sabotage. By dragging out the GG's review and AG's opinion, the JLP may push through amendments, weakening the IC or giving ministerial override powers. 4. Token compliance. The GG could invite the recommended individuals with weaker influence, framing them as just following law, while real power lies elsewhere. Say what you want, but if this wasn't for PNP and civil pressure, this GG would have still be silent. Who agree? Comment facts or fiction in the comments below. The GG's dilemma and the people's role. Patriotic comrades, the Governor General is in a constitutional bind. He must act on recommendations per law once IC complies, but he must also protect institutional integrity and avoid partisan perception. His invocation of the Attorney General's opinion is partly cover and partly push back. Meanwhile, public expectation is that he cannot ignore the clamor. Patriotic comrades, we the people have leverage. Social media, petitions, pressure on MPs demanding transparency. In my next video, I'll expose the names behind the rumors. The JLP operatives already in the wings. Stay tuned. Patriotic comrades, serious question. If the Integrity Commission can't move without political delay, do we even have real independence left in Jamaica? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's at stake? Patriotic comrades, if JLP manipulates the IC appointments, we get a compromised anti-corruption body. Investigations will be selective. Civil trust will erode. PNP and opposition victims may be shielded or targeted unfairly. If GG acts properly and transparently, reinforces integrity, builds public legitimacy, sets a strong precedent for future appointments. It's not just about DCP or executive director. It's about who holds the magnifying glass over corruption in Jamaica. Now that the GG finally move, what's next? Drop your predictions. Who's getting those IC appointments first? Hashtag Jamaica Watch. The turning point. GG bows, but with conditions. Patriotic comrades, the pivotal moment. King's House signals that the GG will proceed to invite the recommended individuals to take the oath of office. The official narrative. After IC complied with administrative precedent, GG invites the candidates. But caution, which recommended persons, under what terms? The public pressure has forced him to act, but he may still shape the outcome behind closed doors. There's one clause in the GG's invitation, hidden in legalese, that could nullify everything. I'll explain that next. So GG take 4 months to take note of public pressure. Must did I write the note with fountain pen and Bible ink. Drop a Jamaican flag if you're tired of this slow motion politics. How to watch the outcome and what can you do? Patriotic comrades, let's break this down. How to monitor whether the appointments are genuine. Track the names, backgrounds, political independence of the appointees. Monitor media/IC statements for pushback or reversal. Demand procedural transparency. Meeting minutes, recommendation reports, public pressure, social media campaigns, letters to MPs, memos to King's House. Possible predictions. Prediction A. GG invites safe candidates who won't rock the boat. Prediction B. GG invites full recommended candidates and stakes reputation. Prediction C. The JLP tries to introduce new legislation to undercut the IC immediately. So patriotic comrades, let's recap the conflict so far. Will the GG's compromise be enough, or will he be cooked? Next video I'll reveal the names under the radar. Insiders swearing they already have leverage in IC, and we'll test the outcome live. Drop your predictions in the comments. Name the candidate you're watching. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Quick recap. Delay and silence from King's House triggered public outrage. GG flagged legitimacy and legal concerns to justify his caution. IC and AG opinion used as chess pieces. JLP likely strategizing backdoor influence. GG now forced to act, but the outcome is not guaranteed. This isn't just a legal kerfuffle. This is who controls power, accountability, and justice in Jamaica. And we, the people, must stay vigilant. So patriotic comrades, the Governor General say the Integrity Commission's recommendations for the positions of Director of Corruption Prosecution, DCP, and Executive Director received in June and July departed from the long-established precedent guiding such appointments. So basically, what that I tell you say, him have a direct problem with who the IC recommend for the position of Director of Corruption Prosecutions. Remember, Ronnie Lawrence was acting. He was a temp Director of Corruption Prosecution, and he had close proximity to Comrade Dayton Campbell. So apparently, me assume now, the Integrity Commission wanted to make Ronnie Lawrence the permanent Director of Corruption Prosecutions. And the Governor General named to go along with that, because we see how the JLP did come out and a pressure Carol Beswick for remove Ronnie Lawrence, where we see in the form of Kamina Johnson and Edmund Bartlett writing 2 different letters to the Integrity Commission. I pressure them, I bully them for remove Ronnie Lawrence. But them time that Ronnie Lawrence appointment was acting Director of Corruption Prosecutions. So that our the Governor General have a problem with if the Integrity Commission decides we want to make Ronnie Lawrence a permanent appointment, because the whole aim and the whole point from over the JLP side is to get their people into those 2 key positions. Allegedly, the Office of the Governor General said after the IC refuted efforts to resolve the matter, the head of state sought a formal opinion from the Attorney General's chambers to ensure that his actions were consistent with law and constitutional propriety. So when the Governor General say he must seek legal advice, he must talk about the Attorney General. He go consult with the Attorney General to see if his delay in the appointments was illegal or unconstitutional, or if he must break the law by delaying the appointment. You see me? So that the man mean when he say he must seek legal advice. So because of public pressure now, and we keep on a talk about this matter, Jamaicans for Justice run out, other civil society groups run out, and I say, yo, what this are going on? So where GG depend? Everybody asks the question, is the GG making a political statement? Is this political sabotage by the GG on the Integrity Commission? That are the question where everybody asks. So we see the Governor General finally break silence after him come under some serious public pressure from civil society. So when the GG attack about the IC's recommendations departed from the long established precedent guiding such appointments, in just basically I refer to Ronnie Lawrence. That is the big problem. So all of a sudden overnight, the GG moved from a ceremonial role to a constitutional watchdog, a constitutional expert. All of a sudden overnight. I never see this yet. So the GG is basically responsible for the appointment of the Director of Corruption Prosecution and the Executive Director after a formal recommendation from the Integrity Commission. And this is under the Integrity Commission Act of 2017. And as me say, because the law is silent on acting appointments for these roles of Director of Corruption Prosecution and Executive Director, one could say that it leads to ambiguity. So the Governor General flagged that as legislative gaps, ambiguous leadership authority, acting appointments, staffing and compensation provisions. So I would assume that the ambiguity is where them want remove Ronnie Lawrence from a temporary appointment to a fixed permanent appointment, and the GG is like, no, we not have that. So the legislative gaps is what created that ambiguity. So the delay is very well calculated. It is very strategic. The timing of his delay is too convenient. You see me? It buys time for the JLP to plan and strategize. As me say, in my unsolicited opinion, I think this was all a distraction, a smoke screen. You see me? Misdirection, smoke and mirrors, just so the JLP could strategically try put for them people in them two positions they offer, Director of Corruption Prosecution and Executive Director. That's just what I believe. I'm not stating that as a fact, Me nah say I saw it go. Me just I tell you my opinion and how me feel about the whole situation. So patriotic comrades, tell me in the comment section if you no come to the same exact conclusion where me just come to.